Hey everyone, it's Justin from High Level How To, and today we're going to be looking at the sites portion of Go High Level. So this is going to include things like your funnels, your websites, your online courses, and a lot more. So let's jump right into it. Okay, so inside of your dashboard here, make sure that you are inside one of your sub accounts. If you click on this tab here, you can bounce around to different sub accounts. Again, I'm in an agency view that I have jumped into a sub account, and down on the left side of the sidebar, you're going to have this section called Sites. So if you click on Sites, that's going to open up the entire world of effectively what your users are going to be interacting with, or what your prospects are going to be interacting with on the internet. Okay, so this is going to include things like funnels, websites, blogs. They actually have added the ability to host WordPress in here now, which is really cool. Membership, so this would be your online courses. You have forms where you can collect data, surveys, which are basically multi-step forms. As of right now, I know they are working on different quiz features and things like that. You have a chat widget, your handling of your media, so this would be things like your images, things like that. The ability to create URL redirects, and then inside of the settings here is primarily looking at how to direct your domains to each of these. So we're going to go through each one of these, not in super detail, but I at least want to show you a little bit so you understand how each of them work. Okay, so whenever you click on sites, the very first tab that you're going to see, or you're going to be dropped onto, is the funnels tab. Okay, what a funnel is designed to be a specific page that you are sending people to, whether you're running ads or you're promoting something. And it's designed to force people to make a decision, yes or no. So I'm going to opt in to move to the next step of the funnel. Okay, this is different than a website because a website, one of the primary differences is that there's going to be a consistent navigation on a website where you can go back and forth between the home page or the about page or the products page or the services page, things like that. A funnel's usually not going to have a menu navigation like that. Okay, now you can add that into a funnel. They kind of give you the same website builder functions for each one, but I like to keep them separate and make sure that each one of these is being used in the way that it was designed. Okay, so inside of the funnels tab, if you are an admin, you're going to see the ability to pull in templates. So if I click on new funnel, I will see this option to go to a go-to template library. At the time of this recording, if you are not an agency and you don't have access to the agency level features for High Level, and you're just a sub account, you're just a user underneath an agency, you're not going to see this template. I do think they're talking about making that available, but if you need some templates, ask the person who the agency account that you're under to give you some templates, and they can definitely drop them into your account. But if I click go to templates, what's really great is they have a ton of pre-built options for me. So for example, let's say that I am in the marketing space and I want to start converting some marketing leads for a specific service. So right here, marketing service leads, you see that they have it for legal services, software plans, all sorts of really cool pre-designed funnels. So I'll just click on this to show you exactly how it works. So I click select, it'll give me kind of a overview of what it looks like. And let's say, hey, I'm actually really cool with this design. Let's hit continue. I'm going to hit, you have to accept by getting this template, you agree it's free to use, and it's done its best, but make sure that basically that the images are royalty free, and get this template. And what that's going to do is it's going to drop it right into this funnels list. If you don't see it right away, just hit refresh on the page. But effectively, now that it's here, you're good to go. So if you click on that, it's going to show you the funnel steps. So a lot of these will come with just two steps inside the funnel. So there's kind of an initial landing page, and then there's a confirmation or thank you page, which the users are redirected to after they opt in. But what's great is you can jump right in and start editing this. And once you get in here, it is basically a what you see is what you get WYSIWYG editor. So you can click up here, you can change your logo. So come down to your image like that, so you can upload your own logo. You can change the background image and color, which is great. You can update all the different text on here all the way down to make this look exactly, or say exactly and look exactly how you want it to. And what you can also do is, in addition to editing both of the pages, you can add additional steps. So you may have an instance or a situation where you need 3 or 4 or 5 steps to your funnel, right? So if you get someone to opt into one thing, and then on the second opt-in page, you want to do an upsell to, some small product like a tripwire product or something like that, you can add additional steps into your funnel and then edit them. Okay. What you'll also see here on the right side is the ability to create a variation. So you can actually, for one of the steps, you can create, and when I say one of the steps, you could do it as for all the steps if you want to, but if you select a step and then you would decide you want to create a variation, you just click create variation. You can make it look completely different or slightly different, or you can try different words, things like that. So if you are into A/B testing, it makes it very simple to do that. And what's really powerful is the statistics. Okay, so they track all of the page views, the opt-ins, and if you have sales attached to it, you can also see that as well. So the data is really helpful to be able to review, so that as you begin to make changes, you want to use the data to inform what changes need to be made. Okay, so that's how funnels work. They're really great. You can make them look all sorts of different ways, and you can connect them to your domain, and you can use it either as a like a sub page, so yourdomain.com/page, or you could do a subdomain. So you could do subdomain.yourdomain.com, things like that. There's ways to connect it, and that all happens over here in the settings tab. Okay, so you would just select one of the domains you have. So let's say I want to set it at funnelJustin.com/marketing services lead. Okay, not necessarily a great URL, but you get the point. Okay, and you can update all of the metadata, and you can add tracking codes, really cool stuff like that. They've given you everything you need in order to create a successful funnel. Okay, so that's funnels. Websites will be pretty similar in the sense that, again, if you are an agency account, then you will have a template library. If you click on that, there's all sorts of really cool, awesome templates that they've already designed. So if you don't want to build from scratch, you don't have to. Although if you do want to build from scratch, you absolutely can. Okay, and so they're always adding new templates. Like even as I'm looking at this, there's some that I've never seen before, which look really great. But let's click on one just to take a look. So select this one, hit continue, accept the terms, and then hit get template. I'm going to refresh the page so that it actually loads into it, and then you're going to see that it gets dropped right into my account. So when I click on this from a website standpoint, you'll see right away it looks a little different than the funnels page. It's because or funnels builder is because from a funnel standpoint, you have the left sidebar with your steps. These are separate standalone pages that are all kind of connected together under the guise of a website. Okay, and so when I come in here to edit this page, so I'll take a look at like our home page here, then you'll see that there's going to be a navigation menu at the top. And this is something that is going to be consistent across all of your pages. Now, one thing I will say is that you need to make sure that this is set as a global section. Okay, so if I click on my sections here and hit manage, this section header up here, if I click on that, I need to make sure that that is actually set as a consistent global header. If you don't do that, what will happen is you'll make changes to this page navigation, this page's navigation, and then if you go over to a different page, it won't have changed. Okay, so just make sure that this is set as a global navigation, which you can double check inside of your builder here. It says global. It has the label global there. And if you want to make a section global, so let's just pick another one so I can just show you real fast how to do that. So let's click this section here, and you would come over to the save button. So let's say this was your header section. You could hit save. You can save it as a global section. Okay. You can also save it as a template. The thing with a template though is it gives you the ability to pull that design anywhere else you want to on your website. But if you make changes to that instance of it, it doesn't affect the other instances, where if it's a global section, any change you make to any of the instances updates all the other instances. Okay, so if you have a consistent section, like maybe some testimonials or a logo collection or something like that, hey, I want to add a new logo to my logo collection, and I have that logo collection on 17 different pages. If you make that a global section, it'll update across all of your pages, which is really cool. Okay, so you get it though. This is again, what you see is what you get. You can add sections. I mean, you can really do anything. So let's say I wanted to add a whole new section here. I could add a full width section, hit add row, add some columns, things like that. So it's very intuitive, especially if you've used other WYSIWYG builders, things like that. You can even get into using custom classes or CSS selectors if you understand that. You can add CSS by clicking on settings up here and going to the custom CSS, and you can add that there, which is nice. So you can kind of get your hands dirty if you know what you're doing. And you can also look at what the mobile view looks like versus the desktop view. And so there may be some sections that you want it designed a certain way on desktop, which is great, but then you may want it to look a little bit different on mobile. And so in that case, most often what I do with our clients is I will duplicate a section. I'll make one of them hidden on mobile, so that'll be the one that shows up on desktop. And then the other section, I'll do the reverse. I'll hide it on desktop and make it only viewable on mobile. Then I'll make sure that it says exactly what it wants. And whenever you go into these little viewports here, these different displays, it will hide them according to that. And the way you do that is inside of the advanced tab of any of your sections, any of your components, the visibility section here, you can click on or off. So I can say, hey, I don't want it showing on desktop, so I turn that off, or I don't want it showing on mobile, so I turn that off there. And you can even see as I click that, it removes it from the view there. So that is websites. Again, you can add, what's great is you can add all sorts of different pages to it as well. So you're not limited to just the pages they give you here, or you can easily click and delete pages. Once you build your website how you want it, if you want to connect your domain, again, that's in the settings tab, and you come here and you'll see the domains that you've added to HighLevel show up there. Again, funnels would be, I'm sending people to a page for a very specific outcome that I'm driving them towards. Website is just going to act like a standard sort of website. Okay. Next is blogs, and this is a sort of a newer feature that we've added, as you can see by the label. And what this makes it really easy to do is to use HighLevel's platform to write and create blogs. Okay, and so the way that you do this is you want to create either a funnel or a website page to host the blog, and that's step one. So if I were to come back over here to my travel agency, and here's a blog section here, a lot of the newer templates are already going to have this built in. So let me click edit on this one here. And you'll see that all this is a web page where they have brought in the element that is named blog. Okay, and so I'll show you what I mean by that. So let's delete this here. So let's pretend I just built this section here and I've added this one column row, and I want to add an element inside of that row. So if I click add element, I can just scroll down, or you can see it over here in the left, but if you just scroll down, you'll see there's the option to add a blog post list. If I click that, it already comes pre-designed with a certain style. And over on the left side here in the sidebar, you can tell it and give it some features. So right off the bat, you could have a standard layout, or you can have more compact layout. So those are the two options to give you there. Again, you can edit this with CSS, again, if you know what you're doing. You can also give it pagination. You can tell it, on the advanced side, you can give it, even more spacing options, borders, where you want it to show up, things like that. Okay, so do that, and once you do this on a specific page, and then you go and you start writing blogs, it will automatically start pulling in the most recent blog posts into this section here. Okay, and then if there's more, so if you go beyond your pagination, then they can click view more and it will show them more. So that is the blog feature. Once you set this up, hit save here. It's good. Let me go back. I'll show you what that process looks like. So if I go to blogs, I need to activate this because I haven't done it yet. So I'm going to hit create blogs, and let's give this a blog. So this is blog name, give it some gibberish here, create post, and we are off to the races. And so now it takes you to the editor of the blog, and they give you this sort of template already. You can delete all of this, even this checklist here. So if you want to, just start by clicking delete on all that, and then you can just start writing right here, which is great. You can add images, different components, things like that. Hit continue, and then you can add in all of the add if you have different categories for your blog, keywords, that sort of thing. So really, really great features for that. So let me get back out of here so you understand, you get how the blog works. So now that after you've created your first blog, when you click on blogs, it's going to take you to this more sort of dashboard type view. You can create a new post, that sort of thing, which is great. Okay. They also have the ability to bring in WordPress. I'm not going to go through this in detail. Please note that this is an additional cost that HighLevel imposes on you or your clients if they want to add this. It's $14.99 per month. As an agency, you can charge more than that. So if you're like helping people with their WordPress, you want to add an additional fee on top of that to account for your services that you're adding or support that you're adding, you can definitely do that. But effectively, WordPress you are able to use WordPress inside of Go HighLevel, which is great. From a membership standpoint, when you see this up here, think online courses. So if I click on that, it will show me this sort of generic dashboard. But then if I actually want to start building a membership, so let's say I have an online course that I'm going to build, I could come here to products. I don't have any products in here, so I could start by creating a product. It looks very similar to Kajabi. I think they just use Kajabi as a general layout direction whenever they were building this, for sure. I've used Kajabi a ton in the past and I love Kajabi. What I love more about HighLevel is the fact that it's all sort of connected. So I have a lot more features at my hand, including the ability to do online courses and manage all of that. And by the way, if you don't have a HighLevel account, you can go to ghltrial.com. So GHL, which stands for Go HighLevel, trial, trial.com, and that will give you a free trial to just test out HighLevel, that sort of thing. So let's just run through this really fast. So let's say I have a sprint course, which I'm assuming just means like a fast course, which I can see here. Yes, there's one category with what looks like 6 different posts that are a part of it. When you click that, you can then begin to edit it. So you can edit the name of the main category, click welcome aboard. You can upload videos, which is great. So any videos that you have, they have a player that's already kind of built in here. You can edit the text that is a part of it. And let me show you the preview of what this looks like. This is what it looks like. So it looks, again, pretty similar. You got kind of the playlist over here. If you add a video, it would show up above this text right here. Once your students go through it, they can mark it as complete and then move on to the next. You can also update different settings like your name here, things like that. So it works just the same as Kajabi. Kajabi is going to have more bells and whistles specifically around the courses. To be honest, most of what I found is those bells and whistles don't make a material difference. If you're someone who is very, you've got your own preferences as styles and you're very picky, sure, go Kajabi. But again, everything that I've used, especially from actually building successful courses, this works just fine. So love this. Really great. Forms, pretty simple here. This is where you would go to create any type of form that you have. So if you've got like an event coming up, if you've got if you want to create an opt-in form, collecting email addresses, anything like that, you can create a new form. And then by creating it here, you can then use it to add to any of your funnels or your websites. So back over on those sides, if you remember when I clicked on elements and I pulled in the blog, one of those options is to pull in a form. So you can pull in a form and put it anywhere on your website. And you can also get the code snippet for each form and embed it elsewhere. So let's take a look at what it looks like to embed this form outside, how you would do that. So you just click on the form that you want to embed, and then right away down here, this green button says integrate form. If you click that, you can use it as a sticky sidebar, a polite slide in, a pop-up, or directly in line on a certain page. So just select the type that you want. So let's say I wanted it to be a pop-up, and you can then set all sorts of different interesting triggers. So hey, I want it to show after they scroll 50% down the page, or show after 10 seconds. You can set that. You can set all sorts of different components there. You can copy the embed code, and then you can go and paste it. Or if you just want to link directly to the form, like on its own page, you can also copy that as well. So you can use that to put on any website. Then if someone fills that out, it'll port that information over into your contact section here. Okay, surveys. So surveys, again, is basically a multi-step form where you can ask, one question, hit next, ask another question, that sort of thing. So this may be useful to you in certain situations. I do know, so the question that I've had for a while, and that a lot of people have had, is, hey, it would be really great if we could turn this into some sort of like lead quiz type function where I can get people to take an assessment and give them a result, or put them in some sort of bucket that then I can market to them based on how they answered. You can do that. It's just not as sophisticated as some of those others yet. Again, all of this at the time of recording. By the time you're watching this, that may be completely different. So just go in and investigate that if you want to. Chat widget, pretty simple. You can set up all sorts of different components to your chat widget here, and then you can enable it on your websites or your funnels, which may be interesting and helpful to some of you, but it absolutely works. We've used it before. People can write, and then you can do auto responses, and you can get email notifications or text notifications about when someone sends a message to you, which is great. Media, this is where you could upload all of your different images that you want to be able to use across your funnels or your websites. So you can kind of keep things neat and orderly here, which is great. And you can pull them in as you need them. So logos, client logos, different hero images, things like that. And then URL redirects. This is a really cool feature that they've added, that if you want to, let's say I want to use funneljustin.com. So this is my main domain, and I want to promote, let's say, a new offer for ButcherBox or whatever. So if I go to funneljustin.com/ButcherBox, and I can actually make this redirect to my ButcherBox affiliate code, which is great. So now I have a kind of this branded URL that redirects to an external site using my affiliate, right? So all you do is you select the domain, You put in the path that you want people to type. You tell them funnelJustin.com/butcherbox, and it could go to any website. This could go straight to google.com or whatever. Okay. And so you just do that, you hit add redirect, and then it will be active and live. So if you're like a coach or consultant and you're using this, it could be your website.com/LinkedIn, and that could redirect directly to a LinkedIn. If you have like a public Zoom room, which I don't necessarily recommend having, but if you have a public Zoom room that you want people to have the link to, it could be your url.com/Zoom, and it could redirect to that public Zoom room. So all sorts of different use cases there, but it's basically your own setup of URL redirects. Okay, so that is a quick look. I know I didn't go into super detail, but just I know that whenever I was first looking into Go High Level, I was curious what all the features were with everything and specifically around the site. So I wanted to make a quick video around what was possible. We will be doing, and may already have at the time of your watching, may already have more videos that we dive deeper into each one of these sections and actually do like full build outs and walkthroughs, because I know that even just seeing this is great, could be overwhelming for some of you. And you may have a lot of questions on how to do specific things with funnels or specific things with websites, that sort of thing. So if you have any questions, or if you have any video requests that you want us to record, put those in the comment section, and then we will do our best to answer those in future videos and make sure that we can help you out in using this software. But that is it for me. Again, if you don't have a HighLevel account already, definitely go to ghltrial.com, and you can sign up for a free trial to Go High Level, to go ahead and test it out, and use our videos as well to help you get a faster start and a leg up on building out your agency, if that's what you're going for, even just the website for your business or businesses that you're working on. So with that said, thank you so much, everyone. Hope you found this helpful, and we will see you next time.